Welcome back. All right, so some news of the day discussion to be had yet again. If you're a Colorado fan, you will be without Nathan MacKinnon in your lineup for the first night of the season. He has tested positive, asymptomatic at this point. There's no guarantee that he won't play Saturday, so he'll get tested. He may be in the lineup on Saturday. The 2 week protocol they had last season is gone. So basically, at this point, it's the same as a day-to-day injury at this point when it comes to them being in protocol. So it won't be the full 2 weeks any longer. So without MacKinnon, we'll see how things go for that first game at least. They do play tomorrow night. So yeah, there were 5 games tomorrow. I thought there was 9. I think that's on Thursday. But yeah, so tomorrow is a little bit busier than tonight, and then it really gets running on Thursday, and then Saturday's a very busy day. So if he could be back for Saturday, that'd be awesome. It has been confirmed Seattle will be missing 4 players, and the discussion of who's going to be in their lineup, who isn't, doesn't look like Barre Boulet is going to be able to play tonight as an example. So they're out 4 forwards for tonight. Donskoy, Yarncroke, McCann, and Alexiak. So if you're a betting person, if you bet on Seattle, odds are you're going to make a good coin on that, because right now, anybody that was thinking about taking the underdog might see that news and say, nah, I'll go with Vegas. But we'll see what their lineup looks like for tonight. Dave Haxtell has his work cut out for him trying to put together the 4 lines and figure it out. But they're all in protocol, so we don't know when they're going to be out. And again, doesn't mean necessarily a positive test. Kiefer Bellows, word has it through Frank Saravalli that it's a 1-year deal for $750,000. This again is Lou Lamoriello's. I'm not telling you what I signed these guys for. It'd be funny if that happened during free agent frenzy. That next summer, say Johnny Gaudreau hits the market and he's just seen wearing an Islanders jersey, and Lou refuses to admit he signed him. That'd be like the most Lou thing ever, right? But yeah, so Kiefer Bellows, 1 year, $750,000. It is a one-way contract, so he should be playing for the Islanders this year, and I wish the kid the best. The Canucks finally did get Chiasson signed, so it's $750,000 in order to make room for Chiasson. McEwen is now on waivers, and he's headed to the minors. I would be very surprised if anybody took McEwen. I've been a fan of McEwen's at times. The progression hasn't been there. So we'll see. We'll see whether or not McEwen ends up being a Canuck later on this season, or if he doesn't clear waivers and somebody else claims him. But I'm thinking he probably clears and ends up in Abbotsford down here. Interesting news out of Columbus. Almost said Colorado again, but Columbus. Mikko Lehtinen. He's on waivers for a buyout. So they waived him to send him to the minors, and Lehtinen's response was, I'm not going to the AHL. I'm not doing that. So, as a result, it's left Columbus in a position where they'll just waive him and buy him out. That's it. They're just buying him out. So, he is on waivers for the point of a buyout. We'll see if anybody else takes him. But my guess is that if he's on waivers twice, that tells you that there's not much of a market. And also, Matej Chalupa is on waivers for a buyout too. Now, I personally, as THG, am upset that Chalupa, and I know it's not pronounced like that, but I'll be darned, I'm pronouncing it that way because it may be the last time I ever get to say the name. But the fact that Matej wasn't given a chance by Columbus, for shame. And now he's being bought out as well. So, I'm not going to get that moment during a review where I can say, and Chalupa, and I can't. And it's too bad. It's too bad. But here we are. It's the world we live in. It's not fair. Columbus buying out a couple of guys. It'll continue that narrative about whether or not people are happy in Columbus and all this wonderful stuff. But remember, Boone Jenner's been named captain. Gustav Nyquist is back. We'll see how things go for Columbus this year. Sportsnet Stats tweeted this out. I thought it was interesting. Tonight is the first time since 2000 for the Pittsburgh Penguins that they have been without both Crosby Malkin as well as Mario Lemieux for an opener. So, Crosby, Malkin, Lemieux, none of them will suit up for the opener unless Mario decides he's coming out of retirement, which would be the most Mario thing ever, to go, you know what? Yeah, I might be pushing 60, but I don't care. I'm coming back. And you know what? We'll sign Yager out of Kladno, and we'll get the band back together. But with that unlikelihood for tonight, very much not happening. Yeah, it'll be the first time since 2000 we haven't seen Crosby, Malkin, or Lemieux in the lineup for the Penguins to start the season. Frank Saravalli's also reporting that with the glut at center, so Jonathan Toews coming back, that definitely improves the center spot for them, right? Kirby Dach now is third line center. They've got Tyler Johnson. According to their lines at practice, Tyler Johnson's on the first line. Strome's on the block. So Dylan Strome, they're happy with him. It's not a matter of them not being happy with him, but there's just too many centers. They feel that he would be better served maybe, on another team. So they're listening, and they're willing to deal with Dylan Strome. So the question is, do you trade him so he's playing with his brother Ryan? There's the question that I pose out there, and we'll see what ends up happening with the Chicago Blackhawks. There may be a player with the Rangers who's on the outs that might be available for trade right now that I talked about in a video earlier. So we'll see what they do. I also want to throw out there too that the annual demotion recall gymnastics have begun. So this is just one of those PSAs for Seattle, for new fans. Seeing a guy get demoted to the minors doesn't necessarily mean they're actually in the minors. It could mean they get demoted on a Monday, they get recalled on a Tuesday, maybe they get demoted on the Thursday, recalled on the Friday. A lot of the time this has to do with you have your 23-man roster and you have your salary cap. And so some of these moves will be made with the cap in mind. That teams are trying to buy themselves some extra cap space, so they'll send a guy down, they'll bring him back up, and it depends on the day. So a lot of the time that's what it may be. And so I don't really report on the daily demotions and recalls. So I'm going to try not to get too into the weeds on who is or isn't in the lineups today, but we'll see how things turn out. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.